He's trying to buy bullets with food stamps. So she decides to go outside to blow a guy to get some money for the baby. So
Oh, man.
so to do this, she
She's a
just
good
leaves the
mama.
baby in the middle of.
She's a good mama. She's gonna take care of that baby. Okay.
They might be. They might be. They might be. They might be. Help! Help us, please! Can't you see? They might be.
All right, everybody, welcome back to They Might Be Werewolves with your hosts Van and Patrick.
It's been a while.
We just came off our most successful episode ever, Last Action Hero. Nothing but positive reviews for that.
Yeah.
So if you haven't listened to it, go back in the archive and find it. It's there for you.
Yeah.
This week we're covering Shoot 'Em Up from 2007. So
Should we touch on why it's been so long?
I mean, that's up to you, my friend.
Yeah, sorry it's been so long. I had a baby.
Beautiful bouncing girl.
So now we're here.
Yep. This week we're talking about. Let's go ahead and get it out of the way.
Yeah.
I hate this movie.
Well, yeah. You expressed it that you hated this movie. Shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Clive Owen, Paul Giamatti, cartoonish action.
What were they trying to do?
I'm 100% convinced that he was trying to make a live action Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd cartoon.
Okay.
Where Clive Owen is a gun wielding Bugs Bunny who eats a bunch of carrots, and Paul Giamatti is a vulgar, sexually assaulting Elmer Fudd.
That pans out. That checks out. That has to be what they were doing. Well, because this movie is ridiculous. It's one of the most ridiculous movies I've seen.
Yeah, and
like action movies. It's just over the it's ridiculous. Like what's with the carrots? What's with the carrots? What's with like
they
first
they improve your eyesight, Van. They improve your eyesight, Van, and he's a shooter with guns, and he's got to be able to see well.
The first death, like when he first killed someone, was the most ridiculous kill I've ever seen in a film.
Well, we'll get into it. This is a request by a mutual friend of ours, and when I spoke to this person about this movie, we both had the same oh yeah, I saw that back in 2007. That was a pretty good movie if I remember correctly. I did not remember correctly. I did not.
You did not, because you clearly did not like this movie.
No, I watched it 3 times.
Why?
Because I have to. I have to watch it. I have to be thorough, and every time was worse and worse. So let's get into it. Where do we start, Van? Give it a shot.
You watched it 3 times for this exact reason. You should be going. Oh man, I don't. It starts with Clive Owen sitting on a bench.
Yeah, because he's a homeless man waiting for a bus.
Did they say that? Did he say he's homeless?
Yeah, everything. I think he's homeless.
Well, he goes to that house later.
Yeah, but he goes to the sperm bank to get his weekly check, and he nothing but donations. Okay. The man goes to the sperm bank so often he gets a steady Wednesday check.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so anyway, the movie opens up with Clive Owen, which I don't remember his name. Was it Mr. Smith?
Yeah,
Mr. Smith is sitting on the bench, waiting for the bus, and I'm pretty sure he was eating a carrot.
Yep,
pretty sure he was eating a carrot. And all of a sudden, you see a pregnant lady come by, right? Like crying.
Yeah.
Like she's
just waddling.
Like she's about to be she's mid labor. She's pushing this baby.
Yeah.
Out. And yeah, then some other guy is coming up behind, is chasing her. So obviously he sees it.
Thug is ominously walking up behind her, at a pace where he should have been able to catch the mid labor pregnant woman.
Yeah.
But he's just stalking her. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna kill this lady.
I'm gonna get her. Nothing I hate more. Them pregnant women. But yeah, then so they go into the alley, and then Mr. Smith.
Yeah, no. The guy looks back at Mr. Smith and goes, "What you gonna do about it?"
No, it doesn't do that. I don't remember
He
I don't
doesn't.
remember the
He
dialogue.
does. He doesn't say that, but it's very similar. That's the
The look that he
feel.
gave him. The
Yeah,
look that he gave him. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
and he like Clive Owen's like, "Oh man, I gotta go save this pregnant woman."
Oh, I've been in this situation before.
Yeah,
He obviously does go back there. He goes after her to help her,
yeah.
which leads to the most ridiculous kill I've ever seen in an action film.
So she starts going into labor, right?
Right.
And he has to deliver this baby as a bunch of these thugs show up with guns. So they start a gunfight as he's delivering a baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I was like, oh no.
I don't remember
This
this film. I
is,
thought this is not gonna be fun for me.
yeah, I don't remember any of this.
I can see you now eating your popcorn. Just I'm not gonna like it.
It's good. Um, so Michael Davies, is it Davies? Michael Davis? Michael Davis. He's the director of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
He envisioned this movie. I watched an interview. He was like, "Yeah, all I had in my head was a gunfight surrounding a baby being born, like a guy delivering a baby during a gunfight, and that's what I built this movie around." And I was like, "You're
That
an idiot."
that's the concept of what the movie was built on. Was that scene?
Yeah, yeah, that was in his head.
Why? That's okay.
The man then proceeded to hand draw 15 minutes of this movie, like animate it to
Mm-hmm.
show studios. He did like 30,000 like pages, like hand drawn, like cartoon
Okay.
to like show to like. How, can you imagine
No.
wasting that much creative time and effort?
On this movie? God no.
Yeah,
It seems like
like how's
this movie seems like something you're like taking a shit and you think of it.
yeah.
Like it's not something
You're
that
like,
you're planning out. Like this doesn't seem like a planned out movie.
can I con a Weinstein brother out of some money to make this stupid film? Like
Right.
that's what you say to yourself.
Yeah.
Like
The plot's ridiculous.
it's terrible. So Paul Giamatti's character wants to kill the baby. Does he shows up at this beginning warehouse fight, right?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
And he's like he's gonna spend the whole movie like commenting on how badass Clive Owen is.
Yeah, the whole movie. Yeah.
That's his whole character arc.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's like, this guy's a real mystery. We gotta stop him, Mr. Hero. Full John Adams Spider-Man Rhino mode from Paul Giamatti.
Right.
So in the middle of this gunfight, the mom is shot in the head.
Yeah.
So Clive Owen immediately fails at saving this like poor lady.
Mm-hmm.
So he's now stuck with a baby. So he's got to escape Paul Giamatti because Paul Giamatti's motivations are not other than kill baby are not established till later in the movie. It took me 3 times to watch this movie to figure out what is going on,
Dude,
what's the point, why he wants to kill.
And I hope that you can clarify what's going on, and I can
I'm going to do it right now. So
yeah.
to make it easy.
Yeah.
So Paul Giamatti works for a gun manufacturer
Yeah.
as a hitman.
Wait.
The baby,
Paul Giamatti's a hitman?
yeah, he works for the gun manufacturer.
Okay.
The baby is the genetic offspring of a senator who's anti-gun legislation.
Okay.
The baby is being used to harvest bone marrow for the senator who has some kind of cancer.
Okay.
So the gun manufacturer is trying to kill all the genetically born babies, the bone marrow babies, to kill the senator. Because without the babies, the senator dies, and then the gun legislation doesn't go through.
Okay. So they're not working
So
together.
they are. They
What?
are.
I'm confused. You got me. You got me.
They do start working together. You know when they get on that stupid plane ride?
Yeah.
That's the senator's plane. We're getting too far ahead. I was just trying to tell you what the whole overarching plot is,
Right. Yeah.
but
Because it
they
didn't make
are
sense.
working.
It didn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense. I know what it is, and it still doesn't make sense.
It's a ridiculous movie. Would you say that this film is one of your least favorite that we watched?
This is my least favorite movie.
Out of all of them, this is it.
Yeah, this is crazy. Like,
I mean,
bad this
you
movie
really
is.
did not like Cool World. You think this is Cool World better than this?
Yeah. I don't know.
It just seemed, dude. It was just the action scenes were just ridiculous. Like they were just insane.
Clive Owen really loves the slide in this movie.
Dude, that's all he does.
Is slide across the floor shooting. He does it in the warehouse scene when he shoots in the beginning when he shoots that oil, and he's like sliding through the oil.
Yeah.
And like he does it in the bathroom, and he slides under the bathrooms because his gun won't fire because and then he's sliding when he jumps down that stairway with the baby, that stairwell with the baby spinning around on that.
Dude, I'm just remembering some of these action scenes. They're just, you gotta watch. If you haven't seen it, you gotta watch this movie just to see some of these scenes because they're insane.
Now that my vitriolic hatred of this movie is out of the way, we can talk about it. Yeah. I'm good now.
You settled that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
So Clive Owen's character, Mr. Smith, is now saddled with a baby. You know why I really hate this movie?
He's not done yet. He's not done yet. There's more.
Because in 2006, Owen Wilson makes a movie called Children of Men.
Owen Wilson?
Which is not Owen Wilson, Clive Owen.
Jesus, I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't remember that one. I actually seen that movie. Yeah. Hey, I've actually seen that movie. Patrick.
Yeah, which is so much better than this movie.
Yeah.
Even though it's the same movie.
It's the exact same plot. That's funny you tell you that, because he's protecting a baby.
He's protecting a baby to save somebody's life medically or whatever. Like it's the same movie.
Just done better.
It's so much better.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Maybe he knew that, and that's why he was trying to redeem himself.
Why would it? No. This Children of Men came out before.
Oh, it did. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
That's why I'm so angry. Like, how do you do that?
I think the only really good movie I think I've watched of Clive Owen's multiple times is Inside Man.
I haven't seen Inside Man. That's one I haven't seen.
You've got to see that one.
Okay, I'll give it a shot. Is that the one where isn't Denzel Washington in that?
Yeah, he's a bank. Clive Owen's a bank robber.
Oh,
pulls over a heist.
Spoilers.
Sorry. I mean, you see it in the first 2 minutes of the film, so it's not spilling too much.
Just 2 minutes. So Clive Owen's stuck with this baby, and he's got to figure out what to do with it because he doesn't want it. He's like, I can get rid of this baggage.
Yeah.
So he decides to leave it at a park. He's like, somebody will find this baby. I'm gonna put on one of those weird ass it's that weird little carousel thing. Is that what that is? Where like everybody holds onto the bars.
I don't think that's the correct term. I don't think it's a carousel, but it's similar.
Yeah,
it might actually be called a carousel. I don't know.
I've never been on one, so I don't know. I've never seen one in real life.
You don't enjoy having fun. That's true.
What? I've been to a park or two in my life.
Outside, I'm not gonna like this.
There's bugs out here.
I'd rather be inside
watching Clive Owen movies. But so he's like, I'm gonna leave this baby stray in the park.
Yeah.
He puts it on that metal thing.
Yeah.
Like, which would be the worst because it's an open field, so that sun's beating down on that metal carrot. Yeah. That's the worst place to put that baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Except his plan does work because this good Samaritan woman does show up.
Yes, she does.
Unbeknownst to her, though, she's about to take a 50 caliber shot to the liver.
Dude, she gets destroyed.
Yeah, like Paul Giamatti's just not even aiming at the baby, just aiming at the Samaritan trying to go help the baby.
But how they find him? How they find him?
I have no idea. Like, I don't even remember.
Like, he randomly picked a park. He just randomly decided to put the baby down, and they just randomly happened to wait at the exact same park.
Yeah, and a BMW with a sniper rifle.
Waiting. Just waiting to shoot. Yeah. I didn't get that part. I'm like, how are they? I was like, how do they know where he's at? Is there a tracker on this baby?
I don't know. Do they always show up where he's at some point? Like at one point, like
How? Yeah.
at what the most ridiculous point we'll have to talk about is the rock club deductions they both make about getting to the Hard Rock Club,
Okay.
which Paul Giamatti and Clive Owen both make together to find each other.
Right.
So Smith is like, "No, I gotta save the baby now because I left him on a piece of metal in the open clearing." And
He sees a lady get
he
her liver blown out.
blown out her butthole.
He sees that and he's like, "Oh no!" So what does he do?
Yeah,
Which leads to another crazy, ridiculous sequence. He shoots it. He
yeah.
shoots it.
Not the baby. He shoots the carousel because he's trying to take a shot on the sniper, so he shoots it to spin the carousel.
And
He's like shooting them.
not only does he shoot it once, he keeps shooting it. The accuracy of Clive Owen in this film cannot be understated.
The physics in this movie are stupid.
That's ridiculous.
A 9mm bullet is not going to turn that carousel.
Right, I don't think it's going to do
It's like
that.
it's like a 100-pound carousel.
You're right. I don't think it's got that much.
It's just going to bring off, probably hit the baby.
It probably killed the baby.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So, in any way, it leads back to another, like you're saying, yeah. So he starts shooting it, yeah.
He makes it. And doesn't the baby spin off and he catch it?
Well, I think he runs up and somehow, while it's spinning, he manages to time it perfectly and just grabs the baby off of it.
This baby gets snagged so much in this movie.
Ridiculous.
Like his little joints be ripped out.
Like getting like got ripped off that carousel. Obviously, it looked like it was going pretty fast. Yeah, he would have been in some trouble. How he timed it to grab him, I don't know. I don't know how he did that.
I don't know. Dude, the man's a bullet Jesus. Like
he's a carrot wielding just gunslinger.
It's Bugs Bunny, man. He even says at some point, "What's up, Doc?" I don't remember what point he says it, but he says it.
I think he says it. I think you missed it. I think he just says it at the beginning of the movie when he kills that guy. Like the first guy he kills. Yeah, when he stabs him in the head, he stabs him in the head with a carrot and says, "What's up, Doc?" or something like that.
What's up, Doc?
Or something like that. Like I think it's around that time. It's in the first action sequence.
So Scuzzy, he like escapes Scuzzy looking Paul Giamatti. And he's like, I gotta find somebody to leave this baby with.
Yeah.
So his decision. So he goes to this building. He knocks on the door, and a nun answers. Because you're like, yeah, maybe taking him to an orphanage would be a good idea.
That would probably be a great idea. Yes.
Yeah, like you just like get there without being tracked down, put the baby in the orphanage. Problem solved for just about everybody, right?
Finally, some rational thinking.
So him and the nun are walking into the building, and like the cut reveals that the nun's whole back is removed because she's a hooker.
Yeah. A better place to leave a baby.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna take this baby into a brothel.
Exactly.
The weirdest brothel we've seen since Big Trouble in Little China. Yeah. Everything you could imagine is going on in this stupid thing.
Sex, women everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. But the woman he's going to is a lactating hooker.
Just saying it out loud makes it sound ridiculous. That's exactly what it is, though. Yeah, she's a lactating hooker. That's exactly what she is.
Yeah, and there's a guy servicing while he's walking,
getting some milk.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got milk? This guy's got it.
Yeah.
And not only is she a lactating hooker, she is the most Maria Rigatoni Italian woman I've ever seen. Like,
yeah.
Like I was like, why is she so Italian?
Very Italian.
And yeah, like it's distracting how Italian she is.
It's very Italian.
Yeah. And he's super English. And this is all like set in like Chicago or New York or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, where are we? So he offers the lactating hooker like $5,000 to take care of this baby for a week
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No way, I'm not doing that. Get out of here, Smith. You're here all the time. Nobody knows your real name."
He's a repeat customer, apparently.
Yeah, he knew where to find a lactating hooker on a moment's
I
notice.
couldn't find one of
Not
those.
not in the yellow pages. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, so she sends him away, and we cut to a scene of Paul Giamatti like talking to one of his goons because he's got a whole bunch of goons, but they're all the same 7 goons. They just you'll notice they just start wearing masks.
Right. I think they did. I think that at one point they knew, hey, this is not going to be a good movie. We can't afford to keep hiring people. We're just going to throw a mask on some people, and it's going to be people. We're just
Yeah,
going to reuse people.
yeah, they're the same 7 guys.
That's it. No one did.
You can, and you can tell because there's one scene where they all have helmets on for no reason.
Right.
He leaves with the baby. Paul Giamatti's talking to one of his goons. He's like, "That baby needs to eat. Find me every lactating hooker, every wet nurse, every." I was like, he could have just gone to the store for some baby formula,
Right.
you
Exactly.
weirdo.
Right. I don't think that would have been my first guess. Like, if I was Paul Giamatti and I was looking for this guy, I wouldn't be like, well, find me a wet nurse. I was like, no, I think he would probably just buy formula. If I was him, I would just buy formula.
It's so much easier.
It's just, yeah, you have $5,000. You clearly can afford it.
He actually doesn't have $5,000. It's a wrapped up note. Like he has fake
Oh,
notes. When he tries to buy bullets later, she's like, "You don't have $5,000?" Like, no.
oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyway, it's like it. Yeah, you could have figured it
Yeah, he's formula. He could
out. Yeah,
So he leaves, which is fortuitous for the hooker because Paul Giamatti shows up and commits one of the grossest acts of sexual assault I think I've ever seen, even though it's not that bad.
right. It wasn't. Yeah,
For some reason, this scene like really, really like this might be what broke me.
this is what did it for you. This one.
Yeah, I think where he starts firing his gun as he's interrogating her about the baby and Smith,
Yeah,
and he's like, every time he fires it, the gun gets hotter, so he like presses it against her leg.
yeah, and getting closer to her. Woohoo!
Yeah. I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, this movie's already so ugly." Like, it's shot terrible. Like, it's a terrible looking movie
All right.
because it's filmed in that period of time between, like, 2002 and 2009 where every movie looks awful. No matter which movie it is,
Yeah,
looks terrible.
yeah,
Like, even The Dark Knight, like, the best Batman movie ever, kinda looks terrible.
right.
It's got that real grayed out, like IMAX look, like you're filming for IMAX, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That like
Well,
doesn't
IMAX is
really
probably a big thing then, though.
it was, but not for this film. But I'm just saying
Yeah,
they all look that way. They all
hmm
have that I don't give a shit about cinematography look to them.
yeah. I would have never caught that, but that's what you're for.
Well, yeah. But
I just watched the movies.
sometimes you watch
Sometimes I did watch this one once.
you can keep the DVD by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you want it back.
No. Oh my god, man. Yeah, and he start like it doesn't do he doesn't make it because Clive Owen shows back up for some reason.
Who doesn't make
And
it?
like they the gun nozzle. The
Oh, okay. So he
woo-hoo.
doesn't get all the way to her. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It but still it's like why is that it's like the Jaws scene and like it's like the shark in Jaws. It's horrible because you don't see the shark.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
just messing with it. So Paul Giamatti gets Elmer fudded by Clive Owen again and Maria Rigatoni and Clive Owen run off. They start shooting bad guys. There's so many bad guy shooting scenes. It's not like unless it's really standoutish, it's really not going to be good to go through them.
Yeah. And there's very few of them that are actually
Yeah,
you know worth you talking about.
yeah. Like it's just action nonsense.
Hmm. Yeah. It's just a repeat of like I feel like the movie was just a constant Clive Owen and her and the baby going somewhere. Somehow Paul Giamatti finds where they're at. They have a shootout. They relocate. They do it again, have a shootout, then ultimately leads to the final discovery.
Yeah, they use gunfights. They use gunfights as a movie like screen wipes.
Right. It's just like instead of just going cutting, we're just gonna have them shoot. Just have them start shooting.
Yeah,
Have a
yeah,
gunfight. Have them miraculously
yeah.
find them somewhere and just have them start shooting.
Have them running through a hallway / alley / plane
Right.
to a new location, and then we'll start over with
Did
some ridiculous plot points.
right. Yeah, because they get out of there, because he shoots Paul Giamatti, and you think he's dead,
Yeah,
but he's not. He's got a bulletproof vest, and Clive Owen and her end up going to. Do they at this point? Do they go to to his house, or do they go back to try to the pawn shop? I don't remember.
they go either to a hotel. They go to a pawn shop to buy bullets
Right.
and stuff for the baby, and then he's like, "I don't have any money." He's like trying to like negotiate bullets for like
Yes.
food stamps. He's trying to buy bullets with food stamps. So she decides to go outside to blow a guy to get some money for the baby. So
Oh man.
so to do this,
She's
she
a
just
good
leaves the
mama.
baby in the middle of
She's a good mama. She's gonna take care of that baby. Okay. No matter what, that baby's eating, and it's gonna be it's gonna be taken care of. Mommy's got you.
so Clive Owen notices they're missing from the store. So he
Right.
goes outside and there's a guy behind a dumpster going, "Oh," and the baby has been left in the middle of a dirty alley on
Right.
the ground
Yeah.
while she's blowing this dude. And he closes the lid door on her hands. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Right.
He's like, "Trying to make some money."
What a sweetheart. God,
Yeah, she's a real winner of this.
God bless her heart.
So I got lost. I don't know where I am. I'm in the darkness.
Well, I think she takes the cash proceeds that she just got from the blowing,
Yeah.
and she buys a bulletproof vest for the baby. I mean, what a way to spend your blow money. A
Yeah.
bulletproof vest for the baby. And then apparently she had enough, and they bought some bullets as well.
Yeah. So they go to an apartment and they're like, he's flipping through like channels because the baby's crying,
Mm-hmm.
and he flips between the senators on the TV talking, and the baby cries, and he flips to a heavy metal station, like it's playing like MTV, and it's like playing like heavy metal, and the baby stops crying, and he flips back, the baby starts crying again. He's like, "This baby must have been living under a heavy metal band."
That's your first guess.
That was his very first. He like puts it together that this
Immediately.
baby is his mother was living in a rock club. So they find the nearest rock club and they go in, and he's like, "Do you know this lady?" And blah, 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 talking to the Marilyn Manson style owner who looks like Lurch from the Addams Family.
Mm-hmm. Who's dressed like,
Da, 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 da,
yeah,
Marilyn Manson.
exactly.
Uh, and they're like, "Yeah, she lived at the top," and blah 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 blah. And then like they get in there, and like inside the rock club is a full on in vitro fertilization lab
Oh man,
set
how?
up above this set up above this rock club. Yeah. Who's paying the power bill?
Right? You telling me you're the owner? You never, hey,
He's
wandered
like, "I
up
don't
there?
go up there. I just yeah,
Never just
I've just been
wandered
renting
up
this
there.
room."
I noticed our power bill went up by 700%. I'm not gonna. What are you guys doing?
There's a lot of weird shit. A lot of guys in lab coats coming in here.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But that's this movie.
And yeah. There's like a third guy, like a third villain introduced, like the senator's lackey.
Yeah, I didn't know who he. I couldn't get it. I didn't get him.
He was the guy working for the government to breed the babies for the bone marrow transplants.
Okay, now,
But
but what? So this is where I'm confused. Who's trying to cover up? Like, who's trying to destroy the lab? Because when you go in there, there's dead people.
the senator is.
And you see that guy talking. But the senator, I thought he was the one trying to get the baby.
So what happened right before this movie starts is that thug went into that lab and shot up a bunch of people.
What thug?
The guy who was chasing the pregnant woman at the beginning of the movie.
Okay.
So that pregnant woman was the one who escaped, right?
Okay, she was one of the women, yes.
Yeah.
He came in there to he shot him all. Oh, I got you. Okay. Not the guy.
Yeah,
See, so,
yeah, yeah.
so for me, I was thinking like, okay, if he's on the side of the senator, why is he trying to kill the baby and trying to do all this?
That's my best putting together of the puzzle that is this film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're introduced to the senator's lackey.
Yeah. Who I'll call Grayman.
Great,
Eh,
great.
I don't know what else to call him. He kind of looks like it kind of has it kind of looks like Patrick Bateman, Christian Bale.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got that real like sleek look to him. He like in a suit, and he's got like the
The face.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or Guy Pearce, if you know who Guy Pearce is.
No, I don't.
You ever seen The Count of Monte Cristo?
Mm, which one? Isn't there multiples? I've seen the one with what's his name?
Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus dude.
Yeah, the bad guy in that.
Okay, yeah, I know you're talking about now.
Yeah, yeah, got Gray McGrayson, and he's trying to kill Mr. Smith. Like I am like I can't
I
even
got
follow the
lost.
plot.
I got lost.
Yeah,
I was lost at this point. I was at this when I was watching it at some one point. I stopped trying to keep track and I was just watching the action sequences. Like I would like if there was any kind of dialogue, I'm just like not listening because I was lost.
it is the most ridiculous dialogue I've ever heard in my life. So this is where we start to get into the plot points I initiated earlier. Hammers like the hammer gun guy is introduced at this point
The,
as Giamatti's boss.
right, Giamatti's boss. This is where they're at the where are they?
At some kind of gun factory
Yeah, at the sperm
warehouse.
bank. Yeah, okay. They go to the Clive Owen goes. He figures out who he is.
No, this is what happens. So Clive Owen and lactating hooker and baby are in the apartment.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Clive Owen and lactating hooker decide, you know what? Let's shag.
Yeah. Which
Let's
leads to
do
the
it. Let's
most
bang.
ridiculous action scene in this movie.
Where Giamatti's goons have found them. So Clive Owen is balls deep and he's fighting off these he's like fighting off these gunmen. Well, just keep
He's keeping
he
the
can't
rhythm.
stop.
He's keeping the
He's
rhythm.
rhythm. He's keeping the rhythm, just moving around the room.
Yep, just and she doesn't care. She just says keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At one
don't
point
stop.
he slams her against the wall and shoots a dude in the head.
And then she climaxes.
Yeah. Doesn't he like T-pose with her on him?
and
Like
and that's this movie.
yeah. He builds a robot baby at one point.
Well, what happens after that scene? Okay, so after that, then doesn't he figure out who's who, and he goes,
Yeah, he started to figure out the plot himself.
yeah, I
Uh
guess everybody else was lost.
he tells her to get on a bus
Yeah,
and not tell him where she's going. So he can't be tortured to give the information.
right.
So she gets on the bus and he takes the baby and gets in a car and he started chased by a goon. He started getting chased by goons in a van who are shooting him. And he like this is your favorite scene.
Oh yeah, this is top tier action. Yeah, this reminds me of like old school like '90s action movies. Just
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like, no way that's happening. But I loved it. I
Just
loved
lay
it.
out the scene, man. Lay out the
I
scene.
loved it. All right, so they're chasing him in the van. They're driving. He's driving around. They're shooting constantly. Some point he opens his door and somehow
Puts the baby on the ground.
puts the baby next to him in the passenger seat on the ground, and they hit the door and knocks his door off. Right?
No, the baby's literally on the ground. He like puts the baby outside of the car.
I thought the baby.
How does the baby?
I thought the baby fell out of the car.
Did the baby fall out of the car?
Yeah, so I think what happened is what I think happened was when he opened his door and they hit it, the baby flung out.
Yeah,
Which at that point it's like, oh, dead baby, right? Dead baby.
yeah.
So then at that point
But
you see him trying to get the baby and try to grab him, but then Paul Giamatti, they see it, they run the baby over, and you're like, you think,
no, no. So he does do the windshield thing first because the way Paul Giamatti runs his baby over is one of the funniest parts of this.
oh,
Because he
the
just
windshield part.
yeah.
Oh, the greatest action scene in ever hit a movie. So they're playing chicken.
Yeah.
He shoots out his window, their window, both gone. He takes off his seatbelt. They slam into each other. He flies through both windshields, lands in the back of the van, and shoots and kills them all. You can't make this up, folks. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in a movie.
And after he murders everybody in the van, he gets out of the van, and Paul Giamatti's head outside of his window, cackling like the esteemed actor he's regarded as,
Yeah.
runs his baby over with the car.
Yeah.
But it's a robot.
It's a robot. Somehow he had a chance to build a robot baby.
A realistic robot baby, because we have several shots of this baby where I'm like, that's clearly just the baby.
I'm like, that's a normal baby. Like I was like, yeah, that's the baby. There's no way they can fake that. That's the baby. But
Yeah.
somehow he
Nope.
made a
Built a
robot.
robot baby.
He made a
Yeah.
robot baby.
Perfect. Perfect facsimile.
Yeah.
Somehow, at some point, they end up on a plane.
Yeah.
Like my mind grays out as to how he gets on a plane.
I don't. It just it jump. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Well, he figured out the plot. I think he figured out the senator.
Yeah, but like I just grayed out. Like at some point, I was like, "How did he get on the plane again? Like, why did they bring him on the plane instead of just shooting him in the head?" Like,
Well, how did they catch him?
yeah, he gets knocked out somewhere. I don't know. Remember, like one of the 15 fight scenes.
He finally gets got.
Yeah. So he's on the plane. It's the plane with the senator and Gray Man. They're talking to him, and he realizes that the senator is now in cahoots with Paul Giamatti and the gun owner because
Mm-hmm.
the guy's dog hair is on his pants.
Right.
So he proceeds to kill everybody on the plane, and then he erases out of the plane, where like he parachutes through the sky, shooting people, and like
Oh, that's what happened. That's how they catch him. Yeah. Okay. So he gets the senator. He takes him below. He ends up killing the senator. Then he jumps out of the plane.
yeah,
And then everybody chases him, and they're having a full-on skydiving shootout on their way to
yeah,
the ground. And then
yeah.
he
That's
gets
what happened.
hit. He gets hit, and he stumbles into the warehouse, and they find him and they grab him.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
I
sure.
think
We'll
that's
go
what
with that.
I think that's what happened.
I just don't remember how to get on the plane.
Yeah, I'm not remembering that one either.
I
Who cares? Who knows?
just remember he's on a plane at some point. Like
Yeah. It
every
goes from
time I
that. It
got to
goes.
the part,
I just remember. For some reason, that's how I'm remembering it as well. Like he kills those people in the back of the van. That's where he flies to the windshield, and then he's on a plane.
I think what happened is every time I watched this movie, I looked down and watched something on my phone that was something better, like WCW or something.
Right.
And I look back up and I'm like, why is he on a plane?
What's he doing there? Yeah, I don't remember how he got on the plane, but I remember. Yeah, he does kill the senator. He skydives out, and I just remember that whole
Yeah.
act. That whole scene was just ridiculous. Just some falling to the ground, him just shooting, killing everyone. When when he eventually lands, you just see all these dead bodies from that were he killed. Finally landed, and he apparently got shot, and then he stumbles upon and collapses, and Paul Giamatti grabs him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it goes into their interrogation scene.
Yeah. That's what I believe happened. Um, that's the gist of it, the general gist of it. And then we get into the climax of the movie.
Which is an interrogation scene.
Yeah. because he's trying to find her.
They're trying to find the baby, and then she never told him where he was or where she was going, and they proceed to break every finger he has, trying to get the information.
Yeah, and he magically busts his way out and starts kicking the shit out of everybody again.
Yeah, it's still with no fingers to pull triggers.
Yeah. He solves that problem.
Oh my God, does he solve it? Oh man, does he solve it? Oh God. How does he do it? Go through it, Patrick.
So it's him and Giamatti, right? They're the only ones standing, and Giamatti's hunting him down because he's an injured rabbit.
Yep.
He doesn't have a gun. You can't even use because earlier it's established that every gun the bad guys have are like fingerprint coated.
Yeah.
I did. It's a stupid bit, but it leads to this last scene. All the guns are fingerprint coated, and he's like doing that Paul Giamatti thing where he's like, "Oh, Mr. Hero," monologuing. Yeah, he's monologuing at him, and he like crawls to this fireplace.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What? I'm dead." He says something where he starts this. He's like starts a whole sentence where he's like, "I'm dead," and da 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 da. It leads into like a whole statement.
Mm-hmm.
And Clive Owen's like, "Would you repeat that?" He's like, I'm dead." And Clive Owen's like, "Stop. You're right about that."
How did he shoot him?
So he had placed. He had placed. He had placed.
Like, take a second. Gather yourself.
He had placed the bullets from the gun he can't fire into his hand, like between his fingers, and stuck his hand into the fireplace. And Giamatti looks at his hand, and all 5 bullets go off, killing Giamatti, shooting him dead.
Well, you think he's dead. He's not dead yet.
I can only remember that. How's he kill him?
He doesn't die right away. He doesn't die because he falls to the ground. It's crazy that I remember this, but he falls to the ground because I was so at this point I'm locked in. The last 10 minutes of this movie, I'm dug in, like I'm paying attention. I'm watching. So apparently after that ridiculous shooting with his hand stuck in the fire, Paul Giamatti falls to the ground. You think he's dead, but he's somehow still alive. His wife calls him and says she's divorcing him.
That was a running joke to the whole movie.
Right.
That I didn't bother to talk about.
Yeah, his wife always calling him. And then Giamatti gets up and they have a standoff where they're about to shoot each other because they can't really function, both of them.
Yeah.
And because Clive Owen's got all the broken fingers, he's got a gun, he's trying to shoot him. Giamatti's shot 5 times, can't really move. And then somehow Clive Owen shoots a hole through him. You remember that?
Doesn't he uses the carrot?
No, that was the scene after this.
Oh, I thought he used the carrot in the trigger.
He might have. I don't remember. That was
all men.
Yeah. That was from the I think the coffee house.
Oh yeah, the coffee house.
Did you forget? Don't forget about the coffee house.
I do.
You forgot about the coffee house.
Where he shoots like things and it makes the other guy shoot the guy.
Yeah. We're getting to that.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, he blows a hole in Giamatti and he's done for.
Yeah.
And then he just walks away.
So Van, I watched a Mythbusters episode for this episode.
Wait, what? There's a Mythbusters?
Yeah, there's a Mythbusters about this movie.
Oh God. Which one?
They talk about the gun, having the finger bullets.
Yeah. Is that possible?
No.
I didn't think that it was.
Because bullets need barrels.
Right.
To get to speed.
I didn't think it was possible. But who am I to question this movie?
Oh, I was definitely questioning it.
When I saw that, I said, this is just ridiculous. What are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we writing that? Like, what every time we see these bad, just like writing, just some of these movies, it's like, at one point or another, someone convinced everyone that this is a good idea.
They convinced Clive Owen and Paul Giamatti this was a good idea. Like,
right,
Paul Giamatti
is a great actor.
Yeah, he went to the Oscars for Sideways in 2005, while filming this movie, so he had to go to the Oscars while looking like his character in this film. Yeah. Like, you think that would have been the point where he'd been like, "I may have made a mistake."
Yeah. But it's just crazy that you just like these ridiculous ideas and things that happen in these movies. It's like someone said, convinced everyone. They're like, dude, that's cool. Everyone's gonna love that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I liked it, but it's like it's just ridiculous.
I think it's everything I liked as a teenager, like all my bad creative impulses as a
Right.
teenager
Yeah.
wrapped up into a movie.
Yeah.
Like, if I would be like, when I was 19 when this movie came out, I'd be like, "Wow, that was sick!"
Yeah. That might be the yeah, that might have been it. Yeah, if you watched it when you're super like in high school, yeah. But now it's like
Yeah, like,
that's insane.
I what?
Why are we doing that?
So we end the movie by cutting to a coffee shop.
Yeah, he's tracking her down. He goes to the coffee shop. Take this one away.
So he goes to the coffee shop. She's not hooking anymore.
No, she's got to go
She's
back to
not,
work.
yeah, not blowing people behind the coffee shop, for all I know. Uh, so while they're there, he finds her at the coffee shop. They're gonna have their happy ending. Three armed robbers come into the coffee shop to rob a coffee shop. Three of them.
In the middle of nowhere, mind you.
Yeah,
There's,
they're not gonna.
I mean, if you, they did a shot of the outside. I think there was like one car. How much money
Yeah,
do you think this place is bringing in? You're gonna knock it over? Like,
not enough to support three armed robbers.
what do you get it? What are you trying to get there?
So he can't shoot because his hands are all broken.
Yes.
So he puts the carrot into the thing and starts pulling the trigger with the carrot.
Well, wait. Doesn't he kick? He, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He kicks the arm robber's hand. It kicks the gun into the air. And doesn't he
Yeah.
grab his carrot out? It lands perfectly around the carrot. And then he just starts fucking pulling the carrot towards it and starts shooting fucking the gun.
And it's like he shoots one guy in the leg, the guy falls over, he shoots the guy again, it makes the guy's hand raise up,
Right.
the gun hand raise up, and he shoots him again, it makes him shoot the guy next to him.
Then he shoots the guy's foot and makes the other guy
Yeah.
come out. Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, terrible.
Ridiculous.
But you liked it. You loved it, right?
I did not. I wouldn't say I loved this movie. Did I like the over? I'm a sucker for ridiculously stupid action sequences.
Yeah.
And this is probably up there.
So I am too, which is crazy enough. Like, I am a sucker for ridiculous action sequences. Like, one of my favorite movies of all time is Kung Fu Hustle.
Never seen that one.
Yeah, we're gonna do it on the show because I love that movie. But that's all ridiculous action scenes.
Yeah.
But it's got characters I like, it's shot well, and it's not every 19-year-old's impulses put on a screen. Like, man, it'd be totally cool if I was banging a chick while fighting off like 33 guys.
Right.
Like, that's what gets me about this movie. There's something so, like, forced fun about it.
It was so forced for sure. It was just like, how
Yeah,
ridiculous can we make it? And
yeah.
they did. They made it ridiculous. And that's
But
okay.
at the same time, it's not that ridiculous because it's all this, like you said, it's very formulaic.
Yeah.
It's gunfight, scene transition, talk about something stupid. Giamatti shows up, gunfight, scene transition, something even stupider. Gunfight, Giamatti, gunfight, stupid.
Climax.
Giamatti, gunfight, stupid. Giamatti, gunfight, stupid.
They followed the same. Yeah, they stuck to it for sure.
Yeah.
So
Until Giamatti was dead, and then they ended the movie with a gunfight.
ridiculous, and the one of the best ones yet.
Yeah. Like, kill Giamatti, new place, talk about something stupid, gunfight.
Yeah. So, so I take it you wouldn't recommend this film to anyone.
Oh, I recommend it to everybody. Everybody should watch this. Like, they should know.
At least once. Watch it.
Because the director's trying to get a sequel made, and we should stop that.
Are we serious?
Yeah,
After
he's
all
trying to
these
get a movie
years?
called he's trying to get a movie called Blast 'Em Up. It's like a
Oh,
space version of this.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's like every interview I saw with him, he was like promoting like his like Kickstarter for it.
Dude, if that gets made, we're going to the movies to watch it.
It's not going to be in theaters.
No, it
That's not
won't.
going to be.
We gotta
It'll be
watch
on
it.
some like. It'll be on like I don't know Tubi.
We'd watch it though.
I'd watch it, dude. So I've never seen that Monica Bellucci chick before, the hooker in this movie.
Okay.
And I was watching it, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen this actress before. And then I saw the new Beetlejuice trailer. She's like the main bad guy in that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's funny. I don't remember seeing her in a movie either.
she's in a bunch. I looked at her filmography. It's like 9 miles long. I was like, oh, I'm looking at it now. 9,000 movies she's been in, and I've seen the
9,000.
worst one.
Right.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, a bunch of Italian films, Brotherhood of the Wolf, which I've seen, Tears of the Sun, The Matrix Reloaded, The Matrix Revolutions, The
The
Passion of the Christ,
Matrix. What was she in The Matrix? Oh, no,
Persephone,
she was the. Okay, yeah, I remember her in The Matrix. Yeah.
The Brothers Grimm, How Much Do You Love Me, Napoleon and Me, The Stone Council, Shoot 'Em Up, Second Wind, Wild Blood, The Man Who Loves, Private People Lee, Sorcerer's Apprentice,
Jesus.
Italian movie, Italian movie, Italian movie, Italian movie, Spider in the Web, The Man Who Sold His Skin, Italian movie, Italian movie, Italian movie, Italian movie, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Like,
Jeez, man, a lot of movies.
yeah, I was like, damn, I would remember somebody so Italian
Yeah.
for no reason
For
other
no
than being
for no reason at all.
well, yeah. I was like, why would you pick the most Italian woman in the world? You already have Clive Owen, who's surprisingly English,
Yeah.
which doesn't even make sense because Paul Giamatti makes up this backstory about some gunsmith who came to America and his son was raised here and became a super talented marksman who got stolen by the CIA or something.
And they never confirm nor deny if that's him.
Yeah, but like even if that's your story, why is he so British?
Right.
He's been here since the 60s.
Right. I don't think he's gonna have that.
Yeah. He's so Clive Owen. All right, bud.
Yeah.
I picked the last movie. Well, I didn't pick it, but it was my suggestion. What do you think we should do this time?
Oof. Man, I don't know. I mean, what are we feeling? We feeling like a comedy? We just watched a ridiculous action movie. I feel like we need something funny. Have we done a comedy?
No, well, they're all kind of comedies.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, they're funny, but have we done like? I don't think we've done like a comedy.
do you want to do a dark comedy or do you want to do like a
I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting Mr. Nanny
Hogan?
Hogan. I mean, that's not the comedy one, but that's popping into my head. And what about Bob?
What about Bob's a great movie? Great.
That's my favorite movie of all
It's a
time. It's my favorite
it's a
movie.
dark comedy.
Is it? That's my favorite movie of all time.
It's your favorite movie of all
I'm not
time.
even joking. My legit favorite movie of all time is What About Bob?
Is where Bill Murray goes from a mental patient who slowly turns a psychiatrist into a mental
I
patient.
sail. I sail. I'm a
I
sailor.
say,
Don't hassle me. I'm
you're gonna die,
local.
you're gonna die, Bob.
Take a vacation from my problems. Great movie.
A baby steps.
I've seen that.
Baby steps.
That's my favorite movie.
All right, we'll do What About Bob? I love that movie.
We're gonna do What About Bob?
We're gonna do What About Bob?
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll watch that one. Like I've already seen it. I don't probably need to watch it, but yeah, we'll do What About Bob. But every time
we
I
can go
always
to
tell
my-
someone about like the only reason I want to do it is like a lot of people don't know about What About Bob.
Oh, I love What About Bob.
But I'm saying, but
It's a
like a
great
lot
movie.
of people, like I'll tell people like about it, like I've never seen that. I'm like, what? Have you never seen What About Bob?
It's got every early '90s like
Yeah.
character actor that you
Everyone
expected
that
it.
you would think in it. It's got that kid. I don't know his name.
From Hook.
It's got
Yeah.
the girl. I don't know her name, but she's popular.
Yeah. It's
The-
got the mom.
The
I don't know her
mom,
name, but she's in
Richard
every mom role. And
Dreyfuss.
yeah,
It's got Bill Murray.
good. It's got a great director. It's got that hot sister.
Yeah, and she's in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, don't know her name, but
Okay.
she's in a lot of stuff
Yeah.
in the period.
I'm excited to do What About Bob.
Excellent. All right, brother. I will talk to you later.
Peace out.
Peace.